I found the pregnancy test in the bathroom trash 3 months ago, buried under tissues and cotton swabs, the two pink lines screaming through the white plastic. My wife never said a word. 7 days before the test, she slid her wedding ring off at dinner, placed it beside her wine glass, announced she needed to find herself. The words came out rehearsed, like she'd practiced them in the mirror. Her eyes wouldn't meet mine across the table. Last week, I learned about Tyler, 24 years old, medical student moonlighting as a bartender, living in a cramped apartment near campus with 3 roommates who probably heard everything through those paper-thin walls. Everything started 6 months ago when Linda found her husband with his mistress. 15 years of marriage, 3 kids, 1 affair. Linda's friends rallied around her like an army, my wife among them. Every Friday and Saturday became girls' night for emotional support, for healing, for rebuilding. I supported it. 8 years of marriage meant trust, space, understanding. I was an idiot. The changes crept in slow. New clothes appeared in our closet. Tight dresses, tops cut low enough to make me uncomfortable, heels sharp enough to draw blood. Our joint account bled $3,000 in 1 month on fabric and cosmetics. I said nothing. Supportive husbands don't police wardrobes. Her phone became an extension of her hand. Screen always down. Password protection for the first time in 8 years. She'd smile at messages, thumb dancing across glass, lips curving at secrets I couldn't see. The ring came off. When I asked why, she launched into a speech about patriarchal symbols and ownership, about women reclaiming their bodies, about marriage being nothing more than paper and outdated tradition. Passive aggression followed. Comments about women brave enough to start over, about settling, about how marriage wasn't real commitment, wasn't real anything. Sunday morning, she came home at 3. Cigarette smoke clung to her hair. Men's cologne mixed with alcohol and sweat. I smelled him on her skin when she slipped into bed beside me. I decided we needed to talk. The conversation exploded. She screamed about feeling unwanted, about me not making her feel desired, not surprising her, not making her feel alive. I told her love meant choosing someone every single day despite everything, choosing to stay when leaving seemed easier. She spat back. My friends were right about you. 8 years reduced to 1 word when I mentioned what we'd built together. Mediocrity, she said. Cold, flat, final. She walked out, threw "Don't Wait Up" over her shoulder. I shouted after her about self-discovery always happening in bars with strangers. Alone in our bedroom, I started digging. Bank statements, credit card bills, restaurant receipts from places we'd never been together. A hotel on the outskirts of town from a month ago, the same weekend she claimed to be staying at Linda's for a girls' retreat. In her drawer, beneath lingerie I'd never seen her wear, I found our old love letters, the ones we'd written during the early days. I read them. Every word burned. Friday came. She announced another girls' night. I suggested joining her, meeting these friends who become her new religion. She panicked, called it invasion of private space, sacred emotional healing territory. I pressed, wondered aloud why emotional healing required that much makeup. She defended them. Successful, independent, women who refused to settle for mediocrity. I understood then. They weren't healing her. They were destroying us. I analyzed her support group. Linda, divorced 3 times, dispensing marriage advice like poison. Carol, couldn't cover rent without alimony checks. Janice, dating 19-year-olds and calling it empowerment. These were my wife's guides, her mentors in destruction. Saturday came. I called in sick at work. She left at 8, claimed she was heading to Linda's apartment. I followed 3 cars behind, headlights off when possible. She drove past Linda's neighborhood, kept going toward the university district. Young apartments, student housing, cracked sidewalks and overgrown lawns. Her car pulled into a 3-story building, faded yellow paint, rusted mailboxes. She disappeared into apartment 12B. I waited 1 hour, photographed her car, the building, the door number, timestamp 9:15. Neighbors were easy. An elderly woman walking her dog told me everything. Tyler Connors, 24, medical student, bartender 3 nights weekly, 3 roommates who complained about noise. I sat in my car until dawn, took photos every 2 hours, evidence mounting in pixels and timestamps. She emerged at 6:30. Same clothes, mascara smeared down her cheeks, hair tangled and wild. My camera captured everything. Monday, I hired a private investigator. Tuesday, I met with a divorce attorney. Wednesday, I started collecting financial documents. The detective's report arrived Friday. 3 visits weekly for 2 months. Overnight stays. Photos of them kissing beside his beat-up Honda, walking hand in hand through the park near campus. They look happy, like a real couple. The pregnancy test haunted me. Whose child had she killed? Saturday morning. Coffee cooling on the kitchen table. The folder sat between us like a bomb. Photographs. Detective's report. Restaurant receipts. Hotel invoice. All arranged chronologically. She reached for her mug. Stopped when she saw the first photo. What is this? You tell me. Her hands shook. You followed me? You violated my privacy. I slid another photo across the table. Her entering Tyler's apartment. 9:23. Another. Her leaving at dawn. Mascara streaked. Hair wild. Another. Tyler's hands in her hair. Their mouths pressed together outside his building. We're friends. He helps me understand myself. I placed the hotel receipt between us. Friends don't rent rooms for entire weekends. She crumbled. Tears came fast. Words spill faster. It happened accidentally. They met at a bar. He listened. He cared. He made her feel seen. I opened the detective's report. 23 visits across 2 months. Dates, times, locations, all documented. This wasn't accidental. This was systematic. My voice stayed flat. Cold. The question came out quiet. The pregnancy test. 3 months ago, you were pregnant. Whose child did you abort? Color drained from her face. How did you? Answer. I terminated it 2 weeks ago. I didn't know whose baby it was. Couldn't risk finding out. My chest split open. She'd killed our potential child. Never told me. Never gave me a choice. Maybe you murder my baby, I said. Maybe you saved yourself embarrassment. Either way, you decided alone. She reached across the table. I pulled away. We're done. Divorce papers come tomorrow. She begged. Promised to end everything with Tyler. Therapy. Counseling. Anything. Where was this motivation? Every Friday you chose him. Where were these tears during 23 betrayals? I stood, walked to the door, turned once. Attorney serves papers tomorrow. I want the house split. Everything divided. 2 days later, Janice called. One of the men are friends. Suggested we meet. Talk things through. The coffee shop smelled like burnt beans and desperation. She wore too much perfume. Leaned forward when she spoke. Touched my arm twice in 10 minutes. You deserve someone who appreciates you, she purred. Someone mature enough to recognize a good man. I understood immediately. Seduce me. Prove. All men cheat. Justify her philosophy. Vindicate my wife's choices. My phone recorded everything. All men are identical, Janice said, fingers trailing across my wrist. You'll cheat too, given the chance, given permission. I sent the recording to my wife an hour later. 3 weeks passed. Signatures on documents. Division of assets. Clean break facilitated by undeniable evidence. My wife texted daily. Tyler dumped her when he discovered she'd been married. He thought she was divorced. Single. Available. Worse, he believed she was 28. The age gap shocked him. The lies destroyed whatever they'd built. Her mentor friends abandoned ship, moved their next victim. A married co-worker from her office. 6 months later, mutual friends reported back. She'd lost her job. Rumors spread fast in small companies. Living with her parents. Waiting tables at a chain restaurant. I felt nothing. No satisfaction. No sympathy. Just emptiness where something once lived. The hardest truth: the woman I loved never existed. I'd married a fantasy. Divorce reality. When someone shows their real face, believe them immediately. Don't wait for a second chance to finish destroying you. The coffee shop near campus was new. Clean windows. Decent espresso. I sat alone, working through emails on my laptop. Tyler walked in. Recognition hit us simultaneously. He froze. Color drained from his face. His hands fidgeted with his messenger bag strap. He approached slowly, cautious, like I might explode. "I need to apologize," he said. "I didn't know." She told me she was divorced. 28, starting fresh. I studied him. Young. Guilt etched across his features. Genuine remorse in his eyes. "Sit." He obeyed. "You're not responsible," I said. She manipulated both of us. Different lies. Same poison. Relief washed over his face. "But you're young enough to learn something," I continued. "Watch for red flags. Women who hide their past. Who change stories. Who need secrecy." He nodded, thanked me, left quickly. Weeks later, a mutual friend mentioned my ex-wife, drowning in regret, attempting contact through anyone who'd listen, begging for chances to explain, apologize, reconcile. I felt nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. No curiosity. The connection had died completely. Cauterized. Her friends promised she deserved better. Turned out I deserved better than her. She wanted to feel alive through chaos and betrayal. I chose self-respect and honesty. She gained freedom, loneliness, financial ruin, endless regret. I gained dignity and opportunity to rebuild from scratch. The worst part wasn't losing my wife. It was realizing the woman I loved never existed. I loved a performance, a mask, a carefully constructed illusion. She showed her real face eventually. I believed her, walked away, never looked back. Some people mistake destruction for growth, mistake novelty for happiness, mistake attention for love. I learned the most valuable lesson. When someone reveals who they truly are, believe them immediately. Don't give them a second opportunity to finish what they started. The chapter closed. The book ended. My story continued without her.